You ready? Say yes.
So Lemmy, 35 years in Motörhead, in short or long, how did you get here?
Well, it was 35 years long and it was 35 years short. Depends how you look at it, really. If you persist in looking back at everything and analysing it, then it would be very long. I live for day after tomorrow, you know. I'm in a hurry, you know what I mean? I mean, we don't have many lineup changes. Everything else has changed, not us. The planet's going down the toilet, accompanied by the civilization that runs it. You know, but like, we'll keep playing as they go down. But we're a good band to play for the apocalypse. We sound like one anyway.
How do you think you've changed as a man in 35 years?
As a man, I got older. That's enough. That's enough changes for me.
Slightly deafer.
I don't need it. Yeah, no, I'm not deafer. I'm slightly dumber,
It's
probably.
got to be 35 years of bloody your pounding body. It's got to be different than when you started, man.
I can hear you telling me about it.
It's a scientific impossibility.
And what do you think's changed in the music scene in all that time?
They're still just as stupid. The people in the business are just as dumb. You make a record and they want another one just like it. And, you know, that's always been the same. And people get robbed the same. Bands get robbed. They get put out on stupid tours where they kill themselves and then they get like the money stolen. That's not changed. Nothing's changed really, except now they can steal it from the internet. It's easier.
Everything changed and nothing changed. You know, it's funny because they want the same album over and over again, but then when you make, we've been trying to really make the same record but a different record every album to sound like Motörhead, and then you know.
And they say, "Wow, you sound like Motörhead."
Yeah, exactly. That's wrong too. You know.
But they say everything comes around every 30 years.
Yeah.
So with 35 years, call it 30, so we're hot again, I guess. When it
Yeah,
started.
in circles. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but it's really hard. But that's where I think we have really made it, is the fact that we actually don't give a shit about what people want.
We never
and what
made music for current trends.
Yeah, exactly. We still write our stuff, and in the long run here, 36 years later, that's what we, if you will, cashing out on, is the fact that we still write what we want to write. And if we would listen to everyone else, we would be
write for us three.
we'd be long gone, you know.
You go crazy if you listen to everybody's opinion.
But Lemmy, you've lasted in rock and roll longer than most people, and without turning weird or losing the plot.
It was weird when he started, that's why.
Yeah, right. There you
Where
go.
to begin with.
No, resilient is the word. I just don't care about what's going on around me. You know, I just like rocking the stream thing. I just let it wash by me, you know. Because if you stay still long enough, it all goes away. Wash down the stream, you know. I mean, all these like crises and panics and all that, none of it matters. It's not important.
What about you guys? What's your secret to staying sane?
I have to kind of go back to what I was talking about earlier, is the fact that you have to try to stay on your road, not everybody else's road.
True to yourself and your music, you know. And have fun along the way, as much fun along the way, you know, otherwise...
It's funny when you tell someone that, they go, well, it's so easy for you to say, Mickey D. You play with Motörhead and you guys have been around forever. Yeah, but you know, how the hell did we get here? Do you think we were flying around on different, you know? No, we stayed true to, we wrote what we wanted to write, and
we still enjoy it. We write the best stuff that we can do at the time, you know, and play the best we can every night.
And I'm sure there's people out there go, that's the worst shit album I ever heard in my life. But that's okay, you know. it's our shit album. It's not everybody else's shit album, you know.
Well, the world's seen loads of changes from England in the 60s when you started your first band, Lemmy.
Yeah, you could say that.
Yeah, but what if you had to say a few of the things you think have changed or shaped the world more than anything else? What would you?
That's too big of a question, you know. I mean, it's coming. How long have you got? 2 or 3 days?
I'll go and grab a bite.
Yeah,
and be back a little bit.
I mean, it's like a different planet altogether. People think different. They look different. They are different. It's not. There's no common point of reference between the 1960s and now. Nothing.
The internet age, for instance,
It's all different. Everything's different.
it's changed everything, hasn't it?
You're a link, though, aren't you? And
No.
artists like you.
Well, no, because nobody takes any notice of you after you're 30. You know, if you're a teenager, you think 30 is incredibly old. You know.
Yeah, but you value different stuff differently.
Yeah, I mean, you would never
You
have
know?
seen a teenager in the 60s, even if they were available with a laptop. Nobody, you know. It wasn't a stay-at-home culture then. It was like get out and party, you know, have fun. So we did that, and now people bitch about it, you know. What an awful era it was, people on drugs and all that. Too bad, motherfucker. You know, it was great. I'm here to tell you, I don't give a fuck, right?
Yeah, but there's certain things. I played since the early '70s myself, and there's certain things. We were just watching the Runaways movie, and a lot of the stuff in the movie, the way when they were rocking out, you know, a lot of it you laugh about today, but there's still a lot of stuff is still exactly the same. So it's a lot of changes, but the basic way of touring and surviving and just to have the heart for your music, it's still a lot
You get a
of
wider bus
similarities.
now, that's all.
Yeah, you got
a Prevo now, it's wider.
better circumstances around it, but then also the tempo has gone up tremendously. You know, you have to do so much more.
It's like being a
today.
good craftsman. A good craftsman's
Yeah.
work hopefully will last. You know, people will appreciate it. Whereas somebody who's just tagging along, you know, they're going to be out of business in a couple of years.
And the planned obsolescence thing, which used to be just cars, didn't it? Now it's bands too. I mean, they give people a record contract who've been singing for 2 weeks,
Yeah.
and they expect them to cope with stardom.
Well, you know, they give a lot of it's products of music a lot of
Products.
times.
That's the
We
word,
care about
yeah.
our work. People might
You know.
not like our work, but we do. People who do like it, you know, we care about it. you know.
Depending how they look, they get you know, given an instrument. Well, you got to be the drummer. You have to be the bass player. You have to sing. Oh, do I have to be the sing? Okay, you can be the bass player. You know, and then they mush it together to try to get a product to go out and sell a lot of stuff for maybe 6 months, and then see you later.
Make the millions.
Best example of that was the Monkees, you know,
Yeah.
in the 60s. I mean, they were stuck together by Viacom, and they later on developed their own thing. They wanted to be a band, but it was no good, you know. So too bad it didn't work, you know. But it did work in that they made money, but it didn't work as a musical thing. It was just a dead end when it started.
It's always been like that, but it's just so much bigger today. You know, the business over the 40 years has
The money's a lot bigger too.
Yeah.
You know, like,
it's all faster. Everything goes faster.
the important thing is that you know who you are
Yeah.
before you start getting pulled to
Exactly.
bits. And these kids don't know who they are, you know.
Yeah, well, a lot of young bands, I would say, you could pray to whatever you pray to, or just hope that you don't have a
I pray
hit
to
record.
Spike Milligan myself.
To pray that you don't have a hit record until you've done 3 or 4 albums at least. You know, a lot of bands say, well, they gotta hit that first album, and they go through the roof, and before you know it, they sold their mother. They're fighting in the band. They break up, and the singer's going solo. The guitar player's going solo. They don't fucking even know each other.
They
Not
don't
at all.
put the faith in the band.
They got a
just-
success
they
right
put
away.
money into it, but they make sure they get it
Yeah.
back. Because any advance you get is recoupable by the record company before you make a penny.
Yeah, no, they want to. They
So
want
don't
to
kid yourself that they're taking a chance, you know. I mean, they're covered 16 different ways from Sunday, you know. I mean, they never take a risk. Record companies, that's what's wrong with them now.
Yeah.
They used to. I mean, there was a band called Love in LA, And Jack Holtzman, the lecturer, he took him to the label, and the lecturer said no, you know. So he put his own money into him and recorded him himself, and gave him the album. And then they said, yeah, you know, that's a mark of what changed since the '60s. There's a good example of it. That would never happen now.
And that's a shame, because the pressure's on immediately to deliver a hit album or a hit song or a hit whatever it is. If you don't, you're pretty much done. You're out. You have one shot at it.
Why do you think that this lineup seems to work and has lasted so long with Motörhead?
Don't know.